but like, it's like I saw someone in the comment and like in a comment of a post that said like, oh, just like he could be using that for self-defense or anything. And it's like you don't leave a gun like that out in the open if you're using it for self-defense. You don't you don't do anything irresponsible with your gun. I mean, I'm sure people do that, but it's just so weird to think like this person,
Dude, he was one of the homies like 5 years ago.
yeah, he used to be our
And nobody
friend.
just
And
keeps
then,
armor-piercing rounds on them.
dude,
Dude, what
right?
the
That's the
fuck?
big takeaway. Now,
nobody's just gonna
I
be running
really
at
don't
you
want to
with
jump to
armor, right?
conclusions, but that's making me think very hard on the side of he wanted to do something.
Yeah, I feel like he was trying. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate actually. But the amount of preparation is like terrifying. Like I think self-defense is when you have like a pistol on you, right?
Yeah, and then there's even like I mean, like what is it? Concealed weapons,
Concealed carry.
concealed carry. Yeah, like I honestly don't even think he has that, but
Henry, you just asked if I think he wanted to hurt Joe. So he did tweet last year that he was gonna. What was it? Joe better not see Mikhail at RDC or he's gonna get
he
violent or
made he
something.
made some sort of violent
Yeah,
threat
some sort of
last
violent
year.
threat, I remember.
Yeah, I don't think he. I mean, I'm just speculating at this point, which I shouldn't do. But like, he didn't say anything about Joe. I didn't hear anything about Joe, so I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it.
There's been like multiple instances where he's like said threats in some way, shape, or form, whether it be to a person or to a company, whether to put blame on someone or some entity. It's all there where he's very like prone to being violent, I would say. It's evident. But it's never gotten to this point.
Yeah,
It's always been words. And then there was last year when he made that threat to Joe, which was actually more physical. But yeah, it's just wild to think about. I'm in no way wanting to defend him at all. By the way, he deserved all this shit.
yeah,
It's just really
Like,
disappointing because, I, you guys were touching on earlier, we all lived in the same apartment complex, and we were all really, really good friends. So it's really sad to see somebody go down this path, I guess.
yeah,
yeah, and then it's just so like it's sad, but there's also another part of me that's happy that that shit happened to him because I mean, for one, what Jenya said about the cops getting to him before you could actually do something. Like, I'm
Yeah.
really appreciative of SFPD for that.
yeah, dude. Shout out.
But it's also like, wow, hold on, I lost my thought. You go on, Jenya.
I used to live with Mikhail. I'm gonna restart a little story I had at the start before anyone was joining, but um, in 2017, Roblox had an internship for people making games, and me, Austin, a bunch of our friend group, Mikhail included at the time, were there. Mikhail's like a pretty chill dude. Um, Nothing crazy really. And then as VSIM took off more and more, and he got more and more money, he kind of got like more cocky. And then with the Joe Rogan podcast, he started getting into DMT. Then he started getting really abstract, and it was difficult to even like communicate with him and talk about stuff. Like we had company meetings on Vehicle Sim where we were supposed to discuss like what our next update is, and like Josh and I are sitting there talking about, okay, let's add this car or like add a new race. And Mikhail's talking about abstracting away to like societal values and like economy simulations and shit. So it's kind of like he just got more and more abstract with the DMT until like you couldn't hold a conversation with him anymore. You couldn't actually communicate with him. Um, but yeah, we had Henry on our team. He's just messaging me right now, saying after I left, it actually continued to get worse.
No, man. Oh, right. I remember now. So I'm happy that he finally got what he deserved because he's been mainly like been a thorn at your side by your side for many, many, many years. Like, you've already mentioned all the tax stuff, right? So it's like, or maybe people here have been seeing it on Twitter, but it just hurts me to see like him trying to financially ruin one of my best friends, you know?
Yeah, I just went back to our texts and I went to see the last thing we talked about, which was like almost a year ago, if not further. And it was just him telling me I was the one committing fraud. I'm just like, bruh. In my last message, I was like, dude, I'm so sick of you wasting my time and energy. I'm just gonna block you. Oh yeah, sorry. Let me continue the story. So I was at VSIM. Michaela kept getting more abstract during meetings. The company started crashing. Josh and I did some last attempts to get the game going. We got some nice bumps, like some nice player count increases, but Michaela would come in and just tell us we're doing it all wrong, all this stuff. So basically, I quit, Josh quit, everyone quit. The community people, community managers quit, QA quit. No one wanted to work with him. And he just started to get really, really isolated. And I feel like that's maybe where some of this extreme, I don't know what you would call it, extremist behavior or whatever it is.
Extreme behavior, yeah.
Yeah. And then he'll post stuff on Twitter and it feels like when he posts stuff, like he thinks it's like I don't think Mikhail understands that he's delusional. Like I think a big part of it is mental health. He's not there enough to realize what's going on. And I don't mean to defend him because he's fucked me over pretty hard and he just tried to fuck over a lot of people. But it really feels like it's like he's just gone, like mentally. He's checked out.
Yeah, it's just
I agree.
it's sad to see him like that. But honestly, there's been so many attempts at helping him. His own family's tried to help him. I really don't want to bring him into this, by the way, but like we've tried to help him.
Yeah.
Like his friends try to help him, but no one can reach him. It's like he's unable to be reached to understand what he's doing.
Yeah, we've got like a friend group of like a dozen like solidly connected people, and we've all tried at one point or another to like talk to him about some stuff, and it's not possible.
So it's honestly like all very sad.
Yeah.
What's even more sad is the amount of danger that he put all of our other friends in from today. Like even bringing a gun to the venue was just something it was something extraordinary. Like that should have never happened in the first place.
Yeah. Henry, I let you join in real quick if you had any comments.
Yeah, no, of course. So, real fast before anyone asks, like, who's this guy here? I worked, of course, with Jenny and a bunch of the other guys on Vehicle Simulator. After you left, I got a sort of unofficial promotion to creative director. So I was in charge of all of like the different updates and car stuff, and of course, with that, I had a very close working and to a certain extent, a very close personal connection with Mikhail. And I remember this one time, Mikhail was in San Francisco because he wanted to visit, just randomly, he wanted to visit the Roblox headquarters. And we go to, and he's like, hey, I'm in San Francisco. Let's try to meet up. And I'm like, sure, let's go to the Cal Academy, the California Academy of Science. And we go there and we're talking. And I'm like, all right, let's talk about like how to kind of bring the game back up. Let's do this and this. And I was like throwing out all these ideas and stuff. He's like, yeah, but let's look at the bigger picture. I'm like, I think the bigger picture right now is trying to get our game stable. And he's like telling me all this crazy random shit. He's like, okay, well, let's add like traffic simulations and like these physics simulations. And I want this to be as realistic as possible. And what's up?
Let's add the mind maps.
Yes, the
Oh
fucking
god.
mind maps. Oh my god. No, so it just, and I remember, so we left, and then I think most people here probably remember when a bunch of people left the community. I left about 2 weeks before that, and I'm actually really fortunate to say I was able to help out with a lot of like the moderators and community managers and all those people in leaving. A lot of them talked to me, and I talked to them, and we had like a whole little group chat and all that. But even just sort of beside that, it was just working with him was just probably one of the most interesting jobs I've ever had, to say the least. I remember we would have meetings that would go for hours and hours and hours. And
Yeah.
what's up?
Holy shit.
Yeah, you remember those, don't you? But no, we'd have these meetings that went on for hours, and it.
Dude, Josh is trying to add a card. He's talking about like society.
Yes.
Dude, every single time I hear you working on something, like there's always been like some sort of weird complaint coming from Mikhail.
Yeah. So I remember. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you finish, then I'll go.
I'll let you go ahead.
No. So yeah, I remember we were going to add, I think it was the Porsche 918 Spider. We were gonna like try to complete the Holy Trinity, and I'm like bringing it up, and I tell Nathan, and I tell Artie, and I tell some other guy, I'm like, all right, let's do this, let's get this ready. And so I pitched it in the meeting. I tell Mikhail, I'm like, hey, let's add this. We're gonna finish it up. It's a car that a bunch of players in the community have wanted. I've ran polls. I've done all the marketing. I've done everything that we need. And Mikhail's like, yeah, but like, you see, we shouldn't add that because in the overall vision of the game, I want it to be a realistic physics simulator of this fucking thing. I'm like, dude, our target audience is children who want this car very, very badly. We will get a great bump. You will get your good little payday, whatever. It will be valued. It's like, no, but like, what will contribute to society? I'm like,
Bruh.
and
Dude, last year. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, you go. My bad.
Okay, so last year, I was living with Douse, and as some of you guys know, we hosted a big RDC party, and Mikhail found out about that, and he was not happy. And we actually got
We hired a bouncer.
yeah, we hired a bouncer just because of Mikhail. Like, so, anyways, Mikhail found out and he started getting mad. So he started messaging me, and I have the DMs on Discord pulled up. It said, he'll call the police on me, and then he started sending me some info about notice to terminate in California. A landlord can evict for just cause, blah, 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 trying to scare me. And I said, Mikhail, do not show up at our house at any point during your visit. We have a bouncer and we will not let you in. He said, listen, Jenny, you have failed your expectations and have defaulted on the lease. It is time that you face the consequences for the lack of actions and money sent from Summit to your personal account. So I'm like, Mikhail, you need to stop smoking DMT. And he's like, listen, you LSD mushroom head, let's not ruin something beautiful. You don't know my experience. The party will be rolled by noise complaints and the police do not care about your hired bouncer. The repo man and I will repossess the asset, referring to my car, which, by the way, I own, not him, as collateral for defaulting, and the title and registration due to agreement. You failed to even sign your service worker agreement. And I said, Mikhail, none of that holds any ground. And he said, more than you know, I'll see you at RDC. So I said, we have 12 security cameras. Anything you do will be recorded and reported to the police. He said, I'll see you in court.
Dude, we got stacked on security for a party.
Yeah.
Like, we were well prepared for him.
I strongly believe that car is like a figure in of itself in the Roblox Twitter community. I swear everything has revolved around that poor car.
Wait, like, which car? Genu's car?
Yeah,
It's
Genu's
like,
car. Sorry,
oh, wait.
Genu's car.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember, I think, Genu, even after you left, I remember I think it was like a meeting, it was myself and McKeon, I think it was some other person, and I don't know how it got brought up, but he was just in like a bad mood, and he was like, man, I swear to God, I'm so mad at Genu, I'm going to try to get his car. I'm like, I don't think that's needed, you guys left on mutual terms, whatever.
What the heck? Who does this guy think he is?
Dude.
I think he's extra salty because he used to have the exact same model car, but then he took edibles and decided to drive it one night, and he went into a residential neighborhood, and there was a stop sign, and he decided to launch. And when he did, he hit another car passing by and totaled his car. From what I understand, he's still in court today figuring out what's happening. So I ended up getting pretty much the same exact car like a year later or something, or maybe I got it around the same time. I don't know. It doesn't matter, but I think that's why he's salty. Like, he got fucked up and crashed his. I did not drive mine fucked up or do anything fucking terrible with it.
Dude, remember, okay, was it last year or the year before when he decided to he attempted to hire you again?
Dude, that's been every year.
That was last year at Dave and Buster's. I remember that.
We were all at Dave and Buster's, right? And lo and behold, Mikhail shows up. Fuck. We were like, yeah, we're kind of hungry. We're gonna get food, and Mikhail just shows up and he sits across from us, and then he starts going off about like just what he wants to do to his game. And we were kind of there just partially interested, partially kind of wanting to maybe get out of the situation. But he really tried to get Jenya back on board. And that kind of was like, dude, how are you going to ask this guy that you frauded on with taxes over 100 grand to come back to your team?
Dude, I actually figured out how to disarm him in that moment. He was telling me something about using AI to farm. So I just kept asking him what he meant. And he got more and more abstract until he forgot what he was talking about. And then he stopped talking to me. And so that kind of got me out of it.
Dude, hell yeah. I just wanted to eat my sliders, man, from Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
That shit was good. The only good thing to come out of that conversation, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think
He,
you were wrong in saying like Mikhail's problem is like a mental problem because he's 100% just like a shell, and I don't know what sort of help he can get to fix that. But I think today was the rude awakening that he needed, and hopefully he will get a reality check and get the mental help that he needs.
Yeah, meanwhile, everyone's going to be in virtual reality with their new headsets.
yeah.
And I mean, full disclosure, just for anyone who kind of just tuned in, all of us have tried to get Mikhail help. I mean, even when we were at Summit, I remember we would have interventions every so often to try to get him help. We would try our hardest. I mean, even personally, I reached out to him trying to talk to him because you know our working relationship was very close for a certain amount of time, and you know we would try to do everything. At one point, we even tried to. I think I'm not talking. At one point, we tried to buy out the studio. It was Jenya and Josh, and then everybody else who was there were also, you know, I would like, you know, I'll gladly sacrifice a paycheck to ensure that we can try to get this done. And we were going to give Mikhail, I think it was like, what, 20% of all revenue or something like that. We were going to give him some money. Like he would be very much so well set. And, you know, we got to a point and then he was like, nah, I'm not going to do this. But yeah, so we've tried our hardest. And I say this just has like a collective group. You know, I'm not as close with Mikhail as the other people here, but you know, I would talk to him at one point like daily. So yeah.
Yeah, all in all, it's just a very sad situation to see someone who used to be like such a close friend end up doing something like this in the first place. Like get to a point where they would do something like this. It's very frustrating to watch, honestly.
Bro, I hope he forcibly gets the help he needs because when his mom tried to put him on lockdown at the hospital, he just left. Maybe this time they can actually like get him some actual help and he can't just leave the building.
Yeah, it's at a point where you just can't reach him, you know? Like you can't reach him unless you actually force him to do something about it.
Yeah, I agree. It's honestly pretty sad. I remember the first time I met him in 2018. He was genuinely the nicest person I'd ever meet. I don't really know what happened from then
Yeah.
to now.
Yeah, it's just like back in 2017, like he was very like he was very friendly, but he was also very like out there. He wanted to like learn, he wanted to do things and just ambitious in all regards, you know, building up to the success of Vehicle Simulator and whatnot. But it's
Yeah.
just after he left for LA, that's the very critical moment when things started going downhill for him, I feel like.
Yeah. I genuinely hope that he gets the help he needs.
Yeah, that was so close, dude. The armor piercing, the extended rounds, like, dude was planning. That's not like self-defense.
Right? That's not self-defense. I wouldn't be able to claim self-defense with that sort of shit. That's just,
Nope.
Bro, I hope they beef up security like hardcore next year.
dude, they need like security guards all around the perimeter and at the entrance to the parking lot.
Yeah. I am glad they caught him early this time at least.
Dude, for real.
Yeah.
Like, who would have known what would have happened afterwards? I'm just glad this was honestly the best possible result.
I
Yeah.
think a light situation out of all of this is just how close everyone is in the community and how everyone can come together. And
Oh, absolutely. Like there's 257 of y'all listening in on this, and yeah, it's amazing what we can do all two together.
I guess if anyone has any questions, you can request to speak.
Yeah, this is sort of like
I-
kind of the unofficial Dev House party.
Oh, God.
2023.
That is so true.
Dude,
Oh,
that's
It's the metaverse party. Get it
that's
right.
a fucked up type of wholesome. Um,
In light of all the dark,
yeah,
you know.
I've been holding this shit in for fucking half a decade now, so I am so ready to speak about anything anyone has to ask.
Mhm.
Omar, I just gave you the mic. Yeah.
So there needs to be like a new venue for RDC, especially like there's so many vantage points, like the hill overlooking the like I don't know what to say, the venue, like Fort Mason.
I know what you mean. It's basically on like a
Yeah,
pier and 270 degrees or water.
like there's nowhere to run. You can't run into the water. I mean, you could, but where are you gonna go from there? Like
Yeah.
it needs to be. Plus, he could have been on the hill. He could have been shooting down there. Like it could have been so dangerous this year.
I'm at least happy that, well, actually, I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so I know a couple of people actually been up to that spot on top of the hill, but I thought that area was very public, like very open to the public.
Real fast, I'm a SF resident. I've been there my entire. I literally just left San Francisco to go to college about a year ago. That area is not secure. I have taken hikes up there with friends just on like a weekend. It is the vantage points of Pier 39 are very open. I mean, I probably, if I look hard enough, I could probably find a photo from like a vantage point where I could clearly see the pier. I could clearly see the water. And another thing, just real fast, is that San Francisco has a bunch of sick as fuck venues. Like they could hold in some of the
Exactly,
coolest
yeah.
spaces, but like I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, like hell, even if they wanted, like they could rent out like a science museum if that's. I know it's a bit different, but like if that's something they're interested in, I don't know. There's some cool places that they could have had it.
I mean, at least the security was there. At least it caused like drama before anything could happen.
Yeah.
One thing I did like about that location was the parking. There was a lot of parking for a lot of people, which I know Roblox definitely needs because they fill up that parking lot pretty nicely.
Yeah. Hey,
But what's up?
hey, Luke.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, which Luke? Is that Insanely Luke?
Yeah, that's the one we entered with.
Yo, Luke, how
How's
you
it
been,
going,
man?
Luke?
Hey, I'm sitting here with Curtis and Adam too, busy city guy and future website owner.
Yeah.
Yo, it's been a while.
Hey guys.
Oh my gosh, the
hello,
2017
Luke.
squad.
Hey guys.
For anyone that doesn't know, Mikhail was part of that original squad. So it's like we're having a little reunion now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because we love Mikhail. Like we were really close with him when he was an accelerator, and just to see him kind of spiral like this was really really disappointing for us because I didn't really hear all of what you guys said before this, but like he had a lot of people who care about him and a lot of people who tried to get him the help that he needed. And
Yeah.
it wasn't so much that he didn't take the help, it was that he didn't even realize that he had a problem. And you know, it just spirals into something like this, and it's awful, and nobody wanted this, but yeah, it sucks. I mean, I heard you guys telling some of your own personal stories with him. I'll share. Lord Jurid, who was also one of the accelerators with us, he lived with Mikhail for, what was it, like 9 months, 10 months? Yeah. And, you know, we all love Mikhail and care about him, but Mikhail would just treat Jared like absolute shit. And, like, his dog would, like, poop all over the house, and he wouldn't clean it up. And
Bruh.
Dude, yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Dude, okay, I went to Mikhail's house for, I think it was his 22nd or something birthday. A lot of us did. And I remember we were in his front yard and Butter like didn't want to listen to Mikhail. Butters is Mikhail's dog. So Mikhail got mad and he got in his Tesla and launched and yeeted like halfway down the fucking street. And then he
Oh, I
turned back around
remember
and
that.
yeah,
Yeah, I was wondering what that
Oh my
was all about.
goodness.
bro,
In
it's your
LA.
dog.
Yeah, in LA.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Uh,
but yeah,
and then we had some drama with Game Fam. I know they're under heat right now, and I actually don't really like how they treat employees. However, Mikhail is in the wrong in that situation. I just want to clear the air while I've got everyone here, I guess. Um, Long story short, GameFam came to us with Hot Wheels. They said, Hot Wheels game with Vehicle Sim, like do some sort of collab. Mikhail said, cool, talk stuff out, start working on it. Joe, kind of an interesting character to say the least, tried to give Mikhail a less than optimal deal to actually buy the whole company. I was like just short of screaming at Mikhail, telling him not to take it, and that Joe's like a terrible businessman, and this is not going to end well. Mikhail just saw a big bag of money and just kind of ignored me, and he just tried to go through with it. So he kept signing contracts, and eventually, um, he was supposed to be paid out like 30K or something. And according to the contract, he actually wasn't supposed to be. And so he screwed himself trying to get the bag and just ignoring the company. I wasn't the only one telling him not to go in either. Uh, a good chunk of it, Josh, the co-owner at the time, was in the same ship, just telling him like, dude, do not mess with Joe. So that's why you see all that saltiness and him talking about like violence with Joe at RDC and all that bullshit. Mikhail was greedy, fumbled the bag, and now he's salty.
Did you say it was
And real fast. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, real fast. I was just gonna say about that. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, but this was when I first kind of started getting way more involved with the company. Mikhail wanted that deal. He was very happy about that. Like everybody was trying to tell him no. Everybody was like, "Dude, don't do
Yeah,
this." Mikhail was like, "No, I'm gonna take this." And even before we launched, I remember it was. I think at the time it was like 4 people plus myself in like a Discord call. And Mikhail was like all giddy with joy. He's like, "Dude, I'm so excited. This is gonna be great. We're gonna get so much money from this. Yada yada yada." And I remember talking. I don't remember if it was with you, Jenny, or if it was with Josh. But I remember talking with someone and like, dude, this is not gonna go out. This is not gonna be good. Like after, because I remember hearing how much GameFam was offering from someone, and Mikhail was like about to jump on that deal, and everybody was like, "For the love of fucking God, do not do this. You will ruin everything." And so but for anyone wondering, Mikhail talks shit. He wanted this deal. He took the deal and he signed the dotted line. So yeah.
yup. And I remember he completely fucked up and didn't have any employees sign any contracts. And like one time he asked me to sign some sort of NDA, but it was a little too strong. It mentioned something about even working with your coworkers again in the future, and I mentioned it. And he kind of just forgot about it and never mentioned it again. And then afterwards, once I quit the company and he got mad about our RDC party and him not being invited and all that, he mentioned how I didn't sign a contract working with him. So now I owed him all of the money that I had earned. And now he thinks that the money he paid me wasn't for the labor that I did for that game, but like a personal favor. And now he owns my car and I owe him favors and he says I'm grateful and all this shit.
That's messed up.
Yeah. I real fast to jump off that real fast. I'm sorry to kind of be hogging the mic or whatever. No, I was like actively, I was like, "Hey man, can I get a contract? Can I get a contract?" Where I was like, "No, it's fine. We'll just do this under the table," because at the time I wasn't 18. And he kind of used that against me. I was like, "Hey man, I'll give you all my banking deals." I'm like, I'm not gonna pay you in cash because I don't want to sign contracts and have the government involved." And so the two options that he said he'll pay me in were either cryptocurrency or Amazon gift
Bruh.
cards. So
What the
I bought
fuck?
a very nice blender and then found out I was royally fucked over from that deal. Royally fucked over.
Oh my
He paid me in
god.
only Amazon gift cards because he didn't want me to sign any contracts so that I don't get taxed, because I guess I just wasn't an important enough employee. But I was young, I was naive, I was stupid, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get paid. That's all that fucking matters. He also paid me like nothing. I'm fine saying this. He paid me, I think, a bit under $1,500 a month. And mind you, at the time, my job was creative director, marketing director. So all the Twitter posts for most of the time I was there were all me. I was in charge of a bunch of the updates. I was in charge of the moderation team. I was in charge of community. I was doing all this stuff. I was barely sleeping. And it was like $1,500 Amazon gift cards, take it or leave it. And then
Bruh.
when I was like, when I put in my 2 weeks, which by the way I didn't get paid for, but that's beside the point. When I put in my 2 weeks, he was like, "Hey man, I'll pay you $1,570 a month, but I'm gonna ask you to do more work." I'm like, bro, really, man? I'm like, my foot's out the fucking door. I'm barely working right now, but yeah, just want to kind of throw that out there because you mentioned contracts. He won't. He was like so anti-contract. It was funny. It was crazy.
Dude, part of that is because he knows after fucking up with me that if you pay anyone, you have to start talking to the IRS. Yeah.
Do you remember that one time, Jenya, when I was making renders for him, and he had ordered like 10 renders, and he did not pay me for like 2 months straight, and I had to keep bothering you to like
Dude,
ask him to pay me.
yeah. Trust me, I'm Russian. Oh my God. Okay. First
God,
off, absolute legend unit of a developer.
Absolute madman. Love the
Yeah,
guy.
real
12
fast,
out of 10.
real fast. Just before you continue, I love Russian Taylor. He is one of the greatest devs on earth, and just one of the greatest people on earth. I'll let you say your story because I have more to add on to it. But yeah, I'll let you go real fast.
Yeah, so basically, we were going to make a new map for Vehicle Sim. Taylor, I believe is his real name, was working on this new map, and he kept asking Mikhail for feedback. And he said, like, hey, I'm going to probably finish up in like under a month here. He kept sending Mikhail messages, and Mikhail, just like with our meetings, ignored them and didn't say anything. Then, when he was almost done, Mikhail came in, said, hey, I don't like any of it. Redo it all. I'm not paying you anything. So the guy did it again. Like, absolute mad lad unit, amazing developer, totally should not have been treated like that. He did it again. And then Mikhail, once again, ignored all requests for feedback the entire time he was working on it. And again, Taylor's like, hey man, what do you think? I kind of want to submit this and get paid. Mikhail again said, redo it. I don't like it. You're not getting paid. So that's when I hit up Josh and Beelzebase or Artemis the Deer. And I was like, yo, man, Taylor's getting fucked. We got to fix this. So we brought Mikhail into a video call, and we basically told Mikhail, you can't treat people like that. So Mikhail thought that we were bullying him, and he started saying how he wasn't listening to his feedback, he wasn't responsive, blah, blah, blah. So we sent him the screenshots Taylor sent us of Taylor sending him like a whole page worth of, hey, how's it going? Hey, what do you think of this? Blah, 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 you know? With no responses or just, I'll get back to you. So we kept talking to him and being like, yo, that's bullshit. And so eventually Mikhail cracked and he said, you guys are bullying me. I just don't know what to do here. I feel like I'm stuck. And we're like, just fucking pay the guy. Like, it's really not that complicated. You fumbled it. He's done the work twice now. You owe him at least one pay worth at this point, one contract's pay worth. So Mikhail managed to fumble that for like months on end. And it was literally just because Josh and I brought him into a meeting and basically bullied him into being a decent fucking employer that he did anything.
You know, I actually almost joined the team at one point, believe it or
Yeah.
not. You might remember this. This is way, way back, 99 Vista.
Yeah.
Basically,
remember.
dude, those were the days.
I
But
remember that.
yeah, oh my gosh,
Those were the days.
this is when Jenya lived with Mikhail, and then Eli lived with me. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, one day, Mikhail asked me, "Hey, I heard you're good with environments and stuff, like coding environments." So I'm like, "Yeah, I guess." And so he asked me if I could do some scripts for
Oh, I remember.
vehicle
Is it
sim.
the lighting stuff?
It was the lighting stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, sure. And he actually offered to pay. And so I forgot what the amount was, but basically I did like some very like rudimentary version of what he was asking for. I told him I could like change things here and there. He wanted some changes done to it, so I did them. Then I gave it to him, and then he asked for more changes, and then I gave him those changes. And then he asked for more, and I'm like, okay, hold on, dude, hold on. You're kind of starting to ask a little bit out of the territory of what you're wanting to pay. By the way, you still haven't paid me yet. And so then it gets to the point where we just kind of ghost each other. And now here I am, not paid by him. And I mean, obviously, it's like nowhere near what you guys were going for, but it's just like a micro version of it, of
Dude,
like the big thing, the big whole thing of not paying.
oh, dude, we were technically employees there, and Mikhail would forget to pay us. He would forget to DevX and forget to send us payments.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
No
I remember
way.
those.
yeah, Josh and I would have to pester him. I remember when Josh was leaving, Josh was supposed to get 2 weeks severance, and he was one of the later people to leave, and that's after the game started to eat shit. And so he had to fight tooth and nail and use like an attorney and send him some sort of formal like legal paperwork saying, "Hey, if you don't send me my severance pay, you're gonna get fucked." Oh, here he is. Hi, Josh.
Hi,
There
Josh.
we go, in the flesh.
Oh, Josh just got kicked. Josh, request. Josh is about to join again. He was the co-owner of Vehicle Sim, so he probably knows more than I do at this point.
He's got the
Wait,
sauce.
Josh has
real
some
fast before he
stories.
joins. Real fast before he joins. If I go back to Tater's story real fast, because I got really close to this. I don't know if I don't want to like beat the dead horse, but I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
what
fine.
happened?
So I got extremely close with Taylor to the point where we would be basically daily in like Discord calls and we talk all the time. And even now, I'm really fortunate to call him my friend. I got him to actually speak at my college. She's, first of all, incredible person, just an angel of a human being. But I
Yeah.
remember us talking about this and him showing me all the kind of renders and all the stuff he would do for the maps. And he was like, "Yeah, man, this is like the 14th iteration. I've sent him everything." And Mikhail was also like, Mikhail would say things. He would like, "Hey, I want to have like this map that talks about like the income inequality and divide amongst different communities." And Tater did it. He made the map and he like sent it over. And then Mikhail was like, "I don't want this." And this is if he would ever talk. I think Artie's going to talk about this. He would never ever respond to feedback or anything. We would ask him and he would never say it. But no, I got really, and I remember the final map. I remember talking with Tater. This is hours before we were going to release, and Mikhail was unreachable, absolutely unreachable, and we're pissed. It's myself, Artie, Jenny. I don't remember if you were there. I think this was after you left the company. I'm really sorry. And then like a few other people, and we're like preparing to release. And Tater's like, "Man, I really wish I could have done more." But he was like, "You know what? It's fine. Let's release. Let's get this out. You know, this is gonna be great for the community." Mikhail's unreachable, and we're pissed. I had a whole marketing campaign. In fact, I think it was like the greatest, like social media wise. If you saw any of the new map photos, that was myself and Taylor spending late nights and Discord calls trying to take them. And so it's time to launch. It's time to release. Mikhail's unreachable, and we're pissed because we had like 200 people waiting in like a voice call, or like 100 people in like a voice call. We had like the Discord server, because at the time the Discord server had people. It was going crazy, and we're like we're about to launch, and I'm like, "Who's ready for the update?" And nothing. And I go to bed livid. But no, I just want to say that real fast. Taylor, God bless his soul, made something. He was incredible. But yeah.
Yeah, dude, Taylor's a legend. He should not have been treated like that.
Absolutely not. But yeah.
I'm sorry. This was the when y'all were releasing the new map, right?
Yes, this is when we were. I don't know if anyone remembers it. Yeah, this was when we were releasing the new map. I was in charge of both the creative and the marketing, and it was also supposed to be the JDM update. But
Yeah,
Mikhail
I
wouldn't
remember
let us
that.
do it, and I was pissed, dude, because that map was like supposed to be my ticket. Or I don't want to talk on me, but like I was like doing a bunch of stuff, and I was gonna like have this on like my little portfolio, and I was also just really proud because the team worked super hard on all of this, and I was like really happy because everybody was like pulling their weight in gold. Everybody was
Yeah.
doing incredible, and it's ready. It's the day. We have all of our documentation. We have everything ready. I have all the press out. We're good to go. I talked to all these YouTubers. All these YouTubers are gonna make these videos, and he just ghosts us. He was unreachable, and
I remember
I remember this.
the night we were supposed to launch that, we were in the
yes,
chat and
yes,
everyone was on fire. We were at peak
we
productivity.
were
We were working
we
like
were going
insane
crazy.
hours.
Yes, I remember this because I remember all the late night Discord calls with us, and we
Yeah.
were shooting shit,
Mikhail,
trying to get stuff done. But yeah,
we were getting ready to launch and we had been discussing that night for like weeks. And
yeah.
Mikhail just suddenly went silent. And I just knew he was doing DMT. Wait, okay. So I wanted to add one quick story before I asked Josh to speak. So Mikhail actually tried to hire my friend Scott. So
Oh,
he did. And then he forgot he hired him. So he hired him again, or he tried to. And then he told him, "You already hired me." And then he forgot again and tried again to hire him.
Dude doesn't even know who's on his team now.
Yeah, dude, he had the most fire-ass team. I'm patting myself on the back here, but also Josh, Henry, fucking Taylor. Everyone was like peak Roblox dev.
Y'all had a dream team going.
Yeah,
It's a shame the leader was not part of the dream.
yeah. Josh, how you
Josh.
doing, man?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm at a super social Airbnb right now, which is all BSing, so.
Are you able to get anywhere quieter? It's pretty loud.
Yeah, I'll go step outside. Alright, I'll be back in
Okay,
a few
thank you.
minutes.
Alrighty.
Give me
Okay.
1 sec. We're just cooking in the kitchen, if you know what I mean, with new game ideas. And like,
Oh yeah.
but
It's good to do a little baking as a developer.
oh yeah, that's always fun. It's just the problem is when you get a little bit overbaked and you end up frying your brain like
Oh,
fucking
I was thinking
country
about
fried
roasting chicken, like, chicken breast with like some cheese on top and whatnot.
Delicious.
Delicious. Top it with some scallions.
Sounds
Good
so
stuff.
good right now.
Yeah. So I'm still kind of in shock about everything today. Honestly, I should say
Well, hello, Josh.
The dude went outside and lost connection.
I'm here. Can y'all hear
Goodbye.
me?
Yeah, you just cut out for a sec.
Okay. Yeah, I was in a bad area. So I realistically don't know how much I should be saying considering I was so close to Mikhail personally and now this is an active law enforcement investigation / criminal case. I'm just really grateful at the end of the day with how Roblox handled it as professionally as they could, and I'm grateful everyone's safe. Um, and I'm just grateful that things could have been a lot worse, honestly. And I'm still in disbelief that um, he came to RDC with a gun. Honestly, I thought it was just a fist fight. Like I knew he was gonna show up to RDC and try to start shit with me. Like I let Roblox know, hey, like please tell me if he's banned. Nobody would give me a straight answer to save my life. But I guess it's kind of confirmed now, to say the least, that he's probably not going to return. um, but yeah, I'm still processing stuff right now. It just really pains me to see our dream team like. We made vehicle sim and had a ton of fun making it and stuff, and then just it really pains me to see someone lose themselves to substance abuse and unchecked mental illnesses, honestly, because as someone who does suffer from, a myriad of mental issues that I'm medicated for and I get treatment for, it's manageable. And I always think to myself, maybe the old Mikhail is still down there, like deep down, and just with the right medication routine and therapy, he might be able to come out. Um,
Dude,
but I'm
I
going to be honest,
completely agree.
after today, with the malice of what I believe is intentionally coming to kill me, um, and my restraining order having been denied 3 times by the Polk County court system, because I've tried over the space of, let me think. Yeah, I've tried over the space of about a year now to get a restraining order against him. The last attempt I did, he was served privately, and he answered his door after dodging the sheriff's office with service, and Jenya can attest to this, that he does not like
Yeah.
answering the police officers and such, or authority. Um, I hired a private server to serve him, and with the restraining order papers, and he answered the door in full Roman toga with melted makeup on his face, like melted and smeared makeup, like he was just leaving a improv set or something like that, or a Greek party. Um, and like the server, it's kind of funny because the process server I used, their service name was actually Artemis Legal. So he literally got served by Artemis, which I think is the funniest thing ever, honestly.
Anyone
Um,
that doesn't know,
but
Artemis
no,
is
something was
talking right
whack.
now.
Like when I heard the way he handled getting served, and like he was like, oh, it's Josh. I can't
Yeah.
believe he'd do this to me. I made him all this fucking money and stuff. Um, and then he accused the server of being an actress and yelled at her to get off his property. So yeah,
Dude,
I'm just kind of saying what's on my mind right now because I really don't know what to think about the fact that someone came to try and kill me potentially and also kill others. Um, I don't really know how to respond to that properly, so I'm just decompressing and I'm going to talk to my therapist about it. But
I'm
uh,
just trying to focus on the
I'm just
positive.
again, I'm really just grateful to RDC and stuff, that they handled this, and hopefully, at the end of the day, all I want is Mikhail to get the help that he needs because I've petitioned the courts in the past to say, hey, he doesn't deserve jail time. He needs help. He needs psychiatric help. I've written to the courts. The whole point of me getting a restraining order was to try and basically say if he does come at me again, I can tell them, hey, I don't want him to go to jail. I want him to get help and like be involuntarily committed. That way he can actually get like a proper psychiatric care and such that he needs. Um, but he's too far gone. The man that I fell in love with as a video game developer is not the man that showed up to RDC today. The man who showed up to RDC today was a husk that was driven with hatred and just immense spite towards the community and just couldn't accept anything um, with himself. He just couldn't accept that he was the problem at the end of the day. Like this entire time, he's been a narcissist and refused to accept that he's made his bed and he has to sleep in it.
Dude, he's too
I'm
far
just
gone for
glad
feedback.
he's hopefully going to be out of my life for the next couple
True.
years from what people are saying. It'll be nice to have a little bit of a breather with that, and hopefully I can actually get my restraining order now.
Dude, I hope
Because I'm
so
going to be
too.
posting that more than likely, the whole restraining order paperwork, because I wrote probably about 30 pages or so about why I wanted a restraining order against him. And I think that deserves to be public knowledge now at this point, considering it's relevant to an investigation and such. But I do just want to
That
say
job,
to
well
everyone
said.
who attended virtually with RDC and also in person at RDC, it was a really good time. And I'm really glad I got to meet everyone. And it was just a surreal experience as always. And even though it was crazy at the end, this is definitely still one of my favorite RDCs. And I'm looking forward to the ones in the future. So I'm just glad everyone's safe, and I hope everyone had a safe time and a good time. So that kind of concludes
100%.
my thoughts on it. I'm kind of expecting a call from the FBI any day now asking me about my dynamic with Mikhail to establish intent or something like that because of the sheer scale and immense gravity of this issue. So it just pains me at the end of the day to see someone fall so far from grace like this. Like,
Someone
it's
so
not fair
close
to
to us
vehicle
too.
simulators players. It's not fair to the developers. It's not fair to him. It sucks. And I really do feel bad, but not in a way that's like he needs to be let free. Like he absolutely needs to face the consequences and have this wake up call. And I wish it was in a less destructive way, honestly, too. Um, but we'll see what happens. And I'm just again grateful that Roblox took care of everything. I'll let you take it back, Jenya.
Oh yeah, dude, thanks for sharing. That whole legal process sounds like a pain. That's reminding me a lot of what's happening right now. I've
Breathers.
what?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you not hear me?
Yeah,
All
I can
right.
hear
Well,
you.
I guess I'm still speaker.
Oh, wait, Josh, can you hear us?
Yeah, RDC was pretty cool. Like, it was definitely a really nice surprise to have the Oculuses.
Okay. Holy crap. Josh, let me know when you're back.
Wait, can everyone hear us?
Yeah, can you guys hear us?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Basically, I've been working on my case to make sure that I don't have to owe the IRS 108 grand, or it's probably more now. I just know at minimum it's 107. interest continues to increase every day. Basically, I submitted a form that says something along the lines of, please audit me. And they said, the best we can do is ask if you'd like us to look at your income. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, cool. We just asked your boss if we can check your income too. And I'm like, bruh, are you for real? That is literally like, don't ask him, just do it. So that's a fun situation.
Yeah, I'm kind of like continuing off what Josh said. I'm just very happy that everyone is safe. Everyone is away from all of that business going on, and Mikhail's not on the streets right now.
Yeah.
I can't
It's
imagine what it'd be like if he was not arrested.
Yeah.
that's the scary thought. I really can't imagine. Well, it's not that I can't imagine, it's that I don't want to imagine. It's
Yeah.
there's a lot that could have happened, and I'm just so thankful that it didn't.
He's got
Yeah.
a tendency to fuck stuff up, and I'm so glad he fucked this up.
Agreed. Because it could have happened. He
Yeah.
is now in the mental place to do that.
I was looking up online, Hollow Point, like in California, and it's up
You
to
mean
3
armor
years.
piercing?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Sorry. Armor piercing rounds in Cali is up to 3 years. So I don't know. I am not a legal person by any bounds, but like, I don't know how you can do something like that and not go to prison for years.
It's just about the charges that they stick them with, but yeah, I'm no lawyer either.
Dude, the high capacity mag, like, what the fuck? That's not hunting. That's, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
all kind of
that's
like
not self-defense.
I'm sure like a lot of us are kind of like still in a little bit of shock with about what happened.
Yeah, when Austin and
Yeah.
I got to look at that court doc saying he got arrested for those things, I was like just pacing around the room for like 10 or 20 minutes or whatever time span that was.
Dude, I was like, I literally just finished a raid in Destiny 2, and I was just talking with my friends, and then you sent me those images about the charges, and I was just like, I wasn't even talking. I was just like looking at that for like at least 3 or 4 minutes, just like reading every single detail about it. Just
Yeah.
honestly in
Yep.
disbelief.
Yeah.
The way that I found out was I'm actually living in Shanghai, so I just woke up and I checked my phone and I get a text message on Discord from my sister who never texts me, and she's like, "Hey, wasn't this your old boss?" I'm like, "Wait, what?" And so I check it, and I just immediately text Artie, and then the charges come out, and I see it through Jenny. I'm like, "Oh fuck, this is crazy," but yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Scott.
Hello.
Hello, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
Uh,
Who's Scott?
Who's Scott? Scott's the
Who's
guy
Scott?
Mikhail tried to hire like 3 times in a row.
You want to talk about that, Scott, or?
Yeah, that was crazy. There was one time where I was over at Dev House and Mikhail decided to message me, like, hey, you want to work for me? Because he saw me posting about car stuff. He asked me to work for him again when theoretically he never fired me. He still hasn't fired me, but then forgets me and then wants to rehire me. So I don't know how that's
Bruh.
supposed to work.
So convenient.
And then, yeah, he did that a few times.
Oh my gosh.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's just, how do you do that?
Oh, and the
Yeah.
amount of meetings he would forget.
Dude, oh my God. He showed up to like none of the meetings. Like the final what is it? The last straw for me when I quit was Josh and I released, well, I guess the whole team actually released the new map and mobile and all this cool shit. And Mikhail came in to a voice call and told me to stay in my own lane when we were literally the only ones keeping the game alive. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm out. You can do it yourself if you'd like.
I love when you handed over the new chassis. And I was like, hey, Mikhail, let's put this into the game. And he gave me no response to that. He didn't want to do it at all.
Bro, Mikhail paid me tens of thousands of US dollars worth of hours to make that chassis. It's still on Twitter somewhere. It's so sick. It's got like sick steering, drifting, reverse time functionality, all this stuff. And Mikhail never ended up doing anything with it.
Dude, just the sheer amount of complaints that I kept on hearing from everyone on the team about
Yeah.
Mikhail, and honestly only Mikhail, it's just staggering how long that team has been sticking together. It's mainly been everyone but Mikhail sticking together in that regard, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
actually.
was gonna say, I mean, I still keep in touch with Artie and Taylor all the time, and I think it's the same with most other people. We all kind of try to at least say hi every so often, make sure everybody's doing all right, all that kind of fun jazz. Keep in touch with the mods all the time as well.
Yeah, you guys were a dream team, that's for sure.
Yeah. Hey, Ethan.
Hey, can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
It's Ethan.
Yes.
Yeah, so I just wanted to give a little insight into Mikhail's thought process, at least in coming to RDC, from what I can observe. So he made a post about 2 or 3 weeks ago on Facebook about looking for a date to, road trip up to RDC and hang out. And that's not the important part. The important part here is that in that post, he said that he needs to road trip because he can't fly,
Bruh.
which indicates to me that, yeah, he didn't just accidentally leave his guns in his car. He very much intended to bring them and very much intended to hide them from law enforcement on his way here.
Bro. Yeah, this definitely feels very planned out.
I mean,
Yeah, like you
I
don't just
suppose
show
as
up.
far as Mikhail could plan something out at this point in his life. But yeah, he's officially, in my mind, crossed the line from like this guy needs professional help into society needs to be protected from this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, who shows up with armor-piercing rounds? You know?
He
Like,
did it
Mikhail.
he did it on purpose.
Yep.
You see, armor-piercing rounds are illegal in California, as well as extended mags. They wouldn't have let him fly here with that stuff.
so he drove here then. Oh, well, yeah,
He
he had
road
his car.
tripped?
Dude, that must have meant he probably drove like from his home, right?
Yeah,
From
Yep.
Arizona, right?
Tucson, Arizona.
That is dedication.
I remember my last time, one of my last months working at Vehicle Sim, I drove down there and I tried to spend the night. And the dude's like, yeah, I'll have a room ready for you. And I'm like, sweet. So I'm driving for like 13 hours and I get there. And he's like, here's your room, bro. And it's like this dark room with like no furniture. And there's like a pillow on the ground. And I'm like, bro.
I remember that. You came back so salty about that, and I totally don't blame you.
Yeah. And then he asked, okay, so after he crashed his Tesla, I ended up getting mine. And then I drove over there. And at this point, he hadn't told anyone. I still don't think he told anyone that he crashed his Tesla, especially while high. And so I heard, but he didn't know that I heard. So he's like, hey, man, can I drive your car? And I'm like, fuck no.
Can I drive your car? Dude, no.
I do
No.
remember when, Jen, you remember when your underbody panel on your Tesla was falling apart and we were driving over the freeway and we took pictures of it and posted it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you wanted
Wait.
to like
Sorry, go for it.
something about getting you in trouble for endangering us.
Yeah, I remember this now. Oh
Bro.
my
Oh my
god.
goodness.
He was actually like targeting us for like the most inconspicuous of tweets and pictures. Like literally just something happened with the car where the panel was like loose or like maybe degraded or something, and then it just flew off the bolts and was scraping on the ground.
It was a plastic sheet that goes underneath the car and it just makes it more aerodynamic.
Yeah.
We literally just ripped it off and kept driving like it was fine. And Mikhail was starting to talk about police reports. And I'm like, bruh.
Dude, the police don't even care about this kind of stuff. Like,
bro, they probably got Mikhail on their do not disturb list at this point.
The most they'd be worried about is getting us off the side of the road as quickly as possible so we're not like for our own safety.
Yeah.
That is literally probably the most that they care about. But this dude really wanted to press charges.
Yeah. I heard his dad was searching or asking about him, asking his friend to check in on him last night or today.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, my condolences to their family.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, his brother's an amazing dude. Amaze man.
Grayson,
Yeah, very patient, very respectable dude. He does not deserve the drama.
he really doesn't.
I talked with
I
Grayson
mean,
a little earlier. He's doing fine. He's still enjoying RDC. So, just a positive note there, I guess, amongst all the bad.
that's
That's
fair.
good. Part of me really hopes that this what is this called? A Twitter circle?
Yeah, or
I hope like this isn't like being seen as like blowing something up more than it needs to, or bringing in people or whatever.
yeah, it's been half a decade of me just holding stuff in and waiting. Not for this, but I don't know. Maybe I'd like win a court case one day or something. But I feel like now is as good a time as ever to go and like expose him because shit's been building up for a while, but no one expected it to go in this direction.
I honestly finally, after like for the first time in a while, feel safe for your regard.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, because
Yeah.
dude, Mikhail had really weird crackhead energy. Let me tell you.
Yeah, definitely. Uh,
I don't want to contribute anything that just feels like gossip or like just feels like I'm targeting Mikhail, but like this is a lighter note and I find it really funny. Has he sent any of you guys stuff on like LinkedIn or Instagram or whatever recently?
is it about going to school, his academy?
I haven't heard that one, but
that one.
you got that one too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I got that one.
You got that one too.
Sorry, what are you saying, Luke?
but he's sent like between Adam and I were just talking about it. He's sent us like job opportunities to work with him. He sent me one recently with an article about like NFL on Roblox and something like that. And it's all like very like seemingly thoughtful stuff, but it's like shallow. Not to sound mean or anything towards it, but it's really amusing. I can drop the screenshots of them in the reply or the chat for your tweet for this. But
All of mine are Snapchat. So
yeah, I had Curtis
screenshot.
take a picture of my Snapchat so that I could put these on here.
Yeah, dude,
But
go for it. I have one that he sent my friend. He said, I challenge you to take my programs and earn the badges. Fun, easy, and informative. Financial, law, business, health, fitness, and more. And it's MikhailOlson.com, but he changed his name from being Mikhil to Mckale. But I don't think he
yeah,
legally did it
it's on his
because he went
LinkedIn too.
vegan. Yeah, he went vegan and changed his name to a vegetable.
I didn't even think about that. But he sent me one on LinkedIn. It says, Roblox football, hear me out. They're obsessed with statistics and strength. So if fans like football, they'll be likely to be a team oriented and follow orders blindly for contracts. Same must be true then for statistics shared with the community. What does a brute and a nerd have in common? And it's a link to some article about like NFL on Roblox.
Jesus Christ.
I don't mean to sound like I'm just trying to gossip about him, but it just makes me laugh, and I
Dude,
figured a little light stuff would be fun.
if you go on his website, he's trying to teach you about like laws and shit. Oh.
Wait, MikhailOlson.com?
Yeah, let me get the spelling for
Wait, that
that.
was an actual thing.
Yeah, it's MCKALE
Oh,
OL
Mikhail.
yeah, OLSON.com. I'm gonna post that in like nah. Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, I really want some PO2.
Have you guys talked
Dude,
about his like mind maps? Is that what they're called?
Mind
Where do
map.
we begin with the
Yep.
mind maps? Jesus Christ.
Dude, I like looked at I tried to understand what he was saying. Like I got the gist of it, but then I looked at the screenshots he sent me, right? And he have the word like school next to the word discipline, which makes sense, right? But then another word that was like completely like out of the blue. I think it was what was it? It was I honestly can't think of it off the top of my mind, but like there was like good, decent examples, but then there was like really off-putting examples that are just how do you find the connection to these? I'm sure there's like some very like niche connection.
Dude, he had a group of bad words, and then I looked around the map, and my character was right next to them. Like my
Real
My
fast.
character was
If
next
you
to them.
if
bro,
you want
does
to
that?
remember what he's saying or look at it, you could buy it off his website for $10,000. I don't know if any of you guys.
Wow,
If you
That's
go
a
to
steal.
yeah,
that's a steal.
if you go to like summitstudiogames.com or something like that, which is just a fucking Wix template, and you go to shop and you scroll down, you'll be able to buy his like mind map package for like 10 grand.
Dude, that's oh my gosh, the mind map. How is that worth 10 grand exactly?
Mikhail's
It
probably spent
exists.
10,000 hours
It
on
exists.
I mean, I'm still in the group. I can download it for free.
Yo,
Yo, dude, open source it.
dude, open source that.
Dude, you need to train an AI on it and then make the world's worst AI.
Oh boy.
Dude,
Real
no,
fast,
just feed it through Chat GPT.
Oh, dude,
Ruin the fun for everyone.
Chat GPT would disconnect itself.
real fast. I remember one time he was live streaming his mind map thing. I don't know if any of you guys have tuned into his incredible Twitch streams. They're godlike. But I remember he was just flying around and he just stopped his screen. It was just all of the ex-developers of Vehicle Sim and just like everything. It didn't have like their names or addresses, but had like their Roblox usernames and like all the stuff they did and how he was gonna try to wrong them or something like that. It was the most interesting screenshot I've ever seen.
Oh, does anyone remember last year when he live streamed? And I think there was like a point in time when he just like stopped like doing anything.
Yeah, he actually just had one within the past month, and it was hours long. If I remember correctly, I think it was 5 hours long.
No, one of
And
them
it's
was 8 hours. I think it was 8.
Yeah, maybe that's the one. It was him doing nothing, and then at the very end, like the last like 30 minutes, somewhere in there, he groans and then shuts it off. It's like he was tripping the entire time. Maybe he thought he was doing something. And my theory is the reason he makes the mind maps is he's gone so far off into the deep end with the DMT and stuff. Like the conversations are so difficult to have with him that even he can't keep track of stuff. So he uses Roblox Studios like a notepad for his thoughts.
That's how the mind map came to be.
Yeah, that's my theory.
That's a really good theory. I support it.
A game theory.
Bruh.
Bro, we need to get Matt Pat on this.
Dude. Is he ever gonna do like a Roblox special or something?
Yeah.
I think Simbuilder has enough for a special. I'll be honest with you.
You know this is gonna be on some drama channels, I bet.
Someone put a comment on Twitter saying to pass it off to Moist Critical.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Dude, I hate that this is gonna reflect on Roblox to some extent. Like the people made games bullshit and all the stuff they did is bad enough, but then they're gonna mention Mikhail. I don't know.
Yeah. You've also got somebody in the replies, if you're interested, saying that they're a firearms expert, Blackout Dev. He was giving some of his opinions on the ammunition, if that's something that you're interested in bringing him in as a speaker to talk about.
Oh shit. Oh man, I've not checked in a while. My guess is it had AP rounds that went for a pistol. Damn.
Oh, so they were basically rounds that it sounds like they were just basically rounds that weren't really made for the weapon that was already found in the vehicle. Is that how it's taken?
I have no idea. I just sent Caleb an invite. I really don't know.
Does anyone know like the kind of weapon he had in the vehicle?
Can you get a high capacity mag for a pistol or like?
I would think so.
Like, I mean,
Is it
like Demolition Ranch probably like showed like an extended mag for a pistol or something
yeah?
at some point.
Real fast, two things. One, I might, or if someone wants to, you could probably file like a FOIA request because I know, like, police officers in San Francisco always wear body cams, so you would probably be able to get some of that. Second of all, I need to leave. It was great talking to you all, and thanks everyone. And real fast, just before I go, I will say the dream team is all doing great. From talking to everybody, everybody's doing great, and everybody's super happy. So just to see this is always good. But no, it was great talking to everyone. Thanks for listening to me and everything like that. And I'll leave it to you guys. But thanks a lot, guys.
I'm really happy to hear about that, Henry. It's good hearing from you.
Hell yeah, man! It's been
Yeah.
nice catching up.
We'll see
Unfortunate
you,
consequence.
Henry.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And
Henry.
Thank you,
enjoy the
Henry.
chat. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Oh, hey, Caleb. Oh, oh.
Oh, right. Did you see this?
What?
The thing about bomb threat in Ukraine
What?
that he was talking about.
What did he do?
I mean, let's see. It was something from Art Blocks. I remember the last time he tried to contact someone while there was a bomb threat in Ukraine.
Oh, dude, speaking of politics, Mikhail fucked with my credit score. I
Of course he did.
haven't worked there in 3 years this November. Actually, no. Well, yeah, technically this November. October 31st was my last day 3 years ago. And I checked my credit score. I get an alert actually in my email like a few months ago. And it says that you now work, your credit score says, sorry, I keep messing this up. Your credit report states that your employer is Summit Studios, which is Mikhail's vehicle sim like studio company, whatever. So I hit him up and I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you cannot be messing with my credit score. Here, actually, uh,
Simbuilder Zaza worked wonders for him.
yeah,
Was one of the comments.
sorry, I'm trying to sign in, but I have to go through the browser or else it'll end this on the app.
Yeah, I'm honestly pretty late to reading all the comments here. But I appreciate everyone sticking around here. Like, it's honestly been pretty interesting and entertaining for ourselves, even just sharing the story and getting the word out. I mean, we're honestly not trying to get any word out, really, right? We're just kind of like giving our thoughts.
It just feels good to vent. It's been 5 years.
Yeah, this is
Giving
like
the
honestly
personal
some
stories out.
yeah, some well-needed venting, honestly.
What is
This
he gonna
would be
do? Stop
weird.
us?
Oh, yeah.
my gosh.
Right?
Oh, yeah, here we go. I said, Mikhail, what the fuck did you do? And it said, Summit Studios Games LLC has been added to your credit report. He said, that's the credit company determine your place of work due to socio-political reasons within the Russian turmoil. For context, I'm part Russian, part Ukrainian. He said, you can choose to be an independent studio ran by yourself, a second-gen Russian American, or you can get behind me and increase your chances of success by sucking up some AI work every now and then. Your choice. My name's Mikhail, by the way, which he spelled like the vegetable. And then he posted this tweet saying something about my income and how I owe him all this shit. So I told him, hey, man, I hit up the IRS. Just good luck and have fun. You're going to be getting some letters from them soon. He said, hey, dude, I did not misreport your taxes. If you send me through to the IRS with falsified information, you could get tried with tax fraud and not managing your finances correctly. Get off my case, or I will sue and reprehend your Tesla Model S on lease defaulted, which again, bullshit. I own my car and has nothing to do with him or the company. It's my personal purchase. He said, you do not work here. You do not work any money. Sorry, you do not earn any money here since you were fired with Heather. You do not extort additional money from Summit Studios. Goodbye. And I just didn't even bother responding. I just went straight to the IRS with that shit.
Yeah, so much unnecessary tension was caused from him.
Yep. And that is
And
thoroughly messed up.
he literally didn't even have to be near us to cause it, too.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if anyone's got some questions. Otherwise, I might start cooling down a bit. Oh, Angelo. Hey, Angelo. Oh,
How do you like see like the latest comments on here?
I think you have to go. Yeah.
It's like showing me like random order.
If anyone has any questions or anything, feel free to request speaking or however that works. I feel like such a boomer nowadays.
Seed Simulator is free now, surprisingly.
Wow.
What is?
Mikhail's Seed Simulator for 400 Robux is now free.
Wow.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Well, hey, Caleb? Or not? Caleb gone.
Yeah, it's just what a day, you know. We weren't even there, and it's been a day.
Yeah.
I can feel like I'm just glad that everyone's safe, honestly. Like as soon as I saw the charges, I was like I mean even before I even saw the charges, there was this other tweet of this other person like who was doing another Twitter threat or whatever. And I thought, "Oh, here we go again." And then thought that was the actual case for the shutdown. But then I saw the charges for Mikhail, and it's just wow,
Dude,
wow. That's the actual reason.
dude, this guy's
Yeah.
crazy. I swear to God. One time, like before when he wasn't outed, like this is a couple of years ago. I was like, I DM'd him. I'm like, hey, I got this investment opportunity for you, but it's a big lump sum of money because back in the day, vehicle simulator was huge and stuff, and like I don't know,
Wait,
man.
sorry. Real quick, who's talking right
Oh,
now?
future far, future far.
Oh, okay.
All right. So basically, I was like, "Hey, I got this investment opportunity for you." He's like, so he basically listened in with everything I said, and at the end, he was like, "Hey, I'd love to do it, but can we do this as an IOU shit?" And I was like, "What?" This guy was like crazy. He started saying IOU, and he started showing me his like bricks or something. I don't know what the fuck that was, man. But anyway,
Oh, his mind
yeah,
map.
towards the end, this guy ended up giving me project manager in Summit Studios. So I literally right now have access to every single game in Summit Studios to edit it, copy it, whatever, release it, unrelease it.
Bruh.
So
I ended up ungiving myself permissions at some point. Like, I ended up leaving the group back when that was the only way to access because I'm like, I don't want to be tied to any of this shit.
yeah, so if anything, I have fucking access to Seed Simulator and Vehicle Simulator. This is crazy, man. And you know what the worst part is? It literally in the morning as this shit happened, like as it became evening and stuff, I literally told everyone in the first ever space that there was regarding like the RDC situation, which was with Jameer and stuff. I literally said, as a conspiracy, I'm like, whoa, imagine if it was, what is it called? Instead of a random like person threatening the thing, imagine it was Simbuilder with the gun. Everyone and on that like space was like, nah, no way, impossible and shit. Bro, I shit you not. No way this whole thing turned around to be like that. How did this guy come up with a gun? That's my question.
Yeah.
Are you guys at RDC right now?
No, we didn't go this year.
Yeah, I'm kind of swamped with some work and social batteries just kind of drained right now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you guys are lucky you guys didn't go, man. This year is
I don't know, man. Y'all got some Meta Quest pros.
no, I didn't, bro. I went virtual, dude. People, you guys went virtual too,
I didn't even go virtual. I've just been working honestly today,
man.
aside from a couple of Destiny 2 raids.
Man,
Pretty much same.
man. Honestly, we didn't get shit. Virtual didn't give us crap. Like literally, we got a thing. You guys know the jacket on Roblox?
The Puma jacket?
Yeah, like, we got the Puma jacket, and that was all. We didn't even get an invite to any of like the RDC events, like on live stream or something. Only thing we got is the keynote that everyone got invited to. It's crazy. Man.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. But I mean, the Puma jacket sounds kind of cool though.
It looked really bad.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, Caleb.
Okay, cool. I switched to my phone. So if anybody is interested to hear any like transparency on probably what those, or at least some insights on what like the charges might actually mean in terms of like firearms and stuff. So based on what I saw, it said that he only had a pistol in there and then a large capacity magazine, and then it had, you know, armor penetrating rounds, or AP rounds. And if it's just a normal pistol, then the only way that a pistol that I could think of would have AP rounds at least commonly, would be if it's like a very specific pistol called a 5.7, which uses AP rounds. But other than that, it's most likely just a normal pistol. And then he probably also had a AR-15 style magazine inside of the car with a really common military round called M855A1, which is an armor penetrating round. But they're really, really common everywhere. So it's not super surprising that he would have that. So that's just kind of what I pick up from reading the charges that he got put on. But we'll have to see more specifically when he gets when more stuff gets released.
Gotcha. So basically, he had like a pistol and then a magazine that didn't really work with it that had armor-piercing rounds in it.
Yeah, it's either that or he had a 5.7 pistol, which only uses the 5.7 caliber, which is a very good armor penetrating caliber. And those pistols typically come with 30 round mags, which would be classified as in California high capacity magazine. So
Gotcha. So it's almost like a toss up on whether or not it actually was like a viable weapon at that point.
Well, I mean, regardless, he had a pistol there, and even if he only had one magazine, even if that was like the legal size, he could still hurt people with that. So it's like the threat was still definitely a very reasonable one, but it probably wasn't as bad as some people are portraying it to be, is my guess.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
In the end, it's just really, really awesome that SFPD actually did what they did that day.
Yeah.
Actually took them in a really good amount of time too, I'd say.
Yeah.
Or good
and
timing,
I don't want anyone to take like me explaining it this way as like me like trying to dumb down how bad it was what he did, because from any perspective that it was like not good.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Any gun that it could have been is immediately in the fuck you zone.
A gun inside of the RDC venue is already like a seriously red flag. So yeah, it's definitely not a downplay, I promise. But
dude, I keep thinking like all of his downfall is like vehicle symbol up. He got that ego. He got into Joe Rogan, did the DMT. Like I feel like if he just skipped that DMT trip, he didn't do those drugs, Mikhail would be in a very different place right now. He would have his thoughts collected. He'd be coherent. I don't know. Maybe he would have made better choices.
Yeah,
Earlier,
maybe.
Josh was mentioning how he still kind of sees a little bit of his friend in him. And like, I've been kind of, I don't know what the term is, like jaded. Yeah, that's the correct term. But even with all that, I still felt like there's some amount of like decent Mikhail in there somewhere. But it's just hidden under so much DMT and so many bad decisions that it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, he wasn't
It's
always
gonna
like
take-
this. He
Mhm.
used to be like a regular intelligent guy. And then over like the last 5 years or so, you see this total degeneration of personality.
I think he's there somewhere. It's just gonna have to take a lot and a lot and a lot of rebuilding.
I just realized he's going to have to sober up now that he's in prison.
It'll do him a lot of good.
It will.
Yeah, I don't know when the last time he's been sober is. Like, I mentioned this earlier, but he literally had a DMT lab in his garage in LA.
Dude, weren't we like playing billiards or something in that garage, or was that a different room?
That was a different room, and it was before he got into that stuff. Well, before he got into that stuff in his house.
Right, it was his house, right?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Well, like his house that he was renting in LA, but we had his birthday celebration before he got into the lab.
Okay, I see now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I feel like I'm going on a loop or something here when I say this, but it's just still, I'm in shock. Like,
Yeah.
Like this actually
Yeah.
happened.
I heard some like dark jokes from people that are here, but it always kind of just felt like a joke.
Honestly, the dark humor has been like my only source of like
sanity
in a way. And it kind of sounds bad to say. It really does, but it's like I like to see the humor in some things. It makes me laugh and it makes me feel good for a bit before realizing that, you know, the moment or what I'm talking about, basically.
Just wait until we get the mug shot.
Dude.
Oh my god.
So like UGC.
No. No.
UGC his face.
Dude.
With the
Oh
amount of
my
faith I have in the UGC people, I'm sure that it'll be a thing at some point.
Oh, it's so gonna happen.
Someone's probably already used like someone's already done it, I bet.
Someone's
be the first
already
to
like
recreate the
on
fail.
Blender right now making the model.
Someone broke into the prison, into the jailhouse just to get a photo of him. Just for UGC.
I saw one tweet earlier today where it was like, which prison's gonna take him, and it was a picture of the jailbreak prison and the Mad City prison.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe that's like the wholesome outcome, you know, in some fucked up way, the community kind of got to come together.
Dude, yeah, everybody's agreeing on something for once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a little bit of a silver lining for a crappy situation. But you know, for Mikhail, like sometimes it takes hitting absolute rock bottom for you to realize that there's a problem, and we can keep our fingers crossed and say a prayer for him that that's his awakening, and maybe things will get better. We hope, at least.
We come together in times of despair.
That is true. That is so real.
Dude, next RDC, they better have like miniguns or something at the door.
Miniguns. Oh my gosh. Oh, the tool from way back. The really old shitty looking minigun that like clipped to the right arm.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure those who were in very old clans and guilds remember those things.
Yep.
Dude, on
Yeah.
another note, on like a lighter note, what is everybody like, at least that can talk or like people can post in the comments, what's everybody like super hyped about from RDC? Like
I'm
with stuff that
hyped
was
about
announced.
PlayStation. I'm really hyped about that because I have a PlayStation and I don't have an Xbox. So I can finally get the console feel.
Can't wait to come out. I think it still needs a little bit more polishing, as there was a little bit of stuttering while playing at the booth. But yeah, it looks pretty good.
Dude, I'm excited for dynamic image. Basically, you can say which pixels are which color on a texture. And that shit's huge for anyone trying to make games where players make content. I'm doing one of those right now. I'm making one of those, so perfect timing.
Yeah, I'm really actually like kind of surprised with all the stuff that came out. It's looking pretty promising.
Yeah, I'm most hyped about the ability for 3D artists to be able to sell models and assets in the toolbox and that sweet 100% revenue share.
Oh yeah,
Jenya can
yeah,
Jenya can
Roblox.
attest to it. I was talking about it for like weeks before RDC.
This is almost as big as when Roblox released DevX. We're getting to the point now where you are financially incentivized for the first time ever on Roblox to create high quality plugins and tooling for development. So the quality of the games, the speed at which it takes to make them, everything's improved now, or at least we'll be able to now that you can start an entire studio just based off of plugins.
Nah.
Dude, you
Not
want to know
happening.
which plugin has been saving my ass lately? It's behavior trees.
Oh yeah.
I think I know Defaultio had part in it, but I can't remember who was it. Onichan?
Yeah.
Dude, quite a few people have done their versions. It's lit.
Dude, oh my god, that thing is. I mean, you got to restart Studio once you open it, and the tree's like huge. But otherwise, that thing has been awesome. I've been loving every single bit of it.
Style sheets was the best thing announced. Let's be real here.
What are style sheets?
Like CSS, but for Roblox.
Oh, right.
Let's
The,
go.
I saw some stuff. It does like UI layouts.
Yeah, that's the Flexbox shit that they added.
Yeah.
Yeah, now there was the thing where you can like type in VS Code or something. I forgot what they called that. File syncing.
Mm-hmm.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part was really
Integrated
interesting.
file syncing.
Yeah, I don't use like any sort of external like Lua. I completely forgot what those things are called. The thing that you type Lua into. Script editor. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I don't use any sort of external editor of any kind. So I'm not entirely convinced that this will be beneficial for me right now. But what's really good is that I could potentially bring in other people into the project who are used to doing something like that. And so it'll just be like a really simple integration. So that's why I'm pretty excited about that.
Dude, the calling stuff feels like Roblox is trying to understand that, like,